award celebration to recognize youth and adults in our community who, through their community service and work, have helped promote a healthy, safe, and caring environment for all of us. And I would like to ask a few of our special guests to stand, particularly if you are here. If you're not here, it's optional. Dave Sullivan, our district attorney, and anybody else from your staff. And anybody here from the Gill-Montague School Committee, if you could stand. And did Carl Ladd make it in yet? He's over at an event at Hillcrest, so he'll be coming later. And Donna, did Donna Fitzpatrick make it over yet? Later, okay. And we have Marty Espinola, the Director of Grants and Technology. And Jeff Kenny, who we already heard from. Great, so on with the show.
So now, Jade, you can come to the stage. Jade's an executive council member of the partnership as well as co-director of the Mediation and Training Collaborative.
Hi, folks. My name's Jade. I just got introduced. I was so impressed that everyone was so speaking off the cuff, but I'm an introvert, so I'm going to say something. Got conflict? Well, if you do, there are over 60 Gill-Montague middle and high school students who can help you out. Mediation is a process where a neutral person helps people understand each other, and with the help of a mediator, resolve their conflict before it gets bigger. Peer mediators at Great Falls Middle School and Turners Falls High School have taken a 20-hour mediation training where they learn conflict resolution skills. Then, throughout the school year, when they're called upon by Hipólito Baez, the peer mediation coordinator, they volunteer their time to perform mediations for their peers. Mediators are able to resolve conflicts over 95% of the time, but because the mediations are confidential, they don't get to brag about their successes. Their only reward is a job well done. All the more reason why we're appreciating tonight all the work that these young peacemakers do to make their schools safer, more welcoming places. It's with great pride that I introduce the mediators we're recognizing tonight. Peer mediators, please come to the stage so we can recognize you. And hit. Encourage folks, there's a board on the side here to recognize the peer mediators. If you want to say anything about these young peacemakers, please do. And I just want to mention on one of the boards I wrote something about future leaders because they're our youth, but I realized they're leaders today. So thank you.
I'm also going to read, even though I'm not always an introvert. So again, my name is Kelly Pereira from Dial South Youth and Community Services. I serve on the Executive Council for the Partnership, and I'm here to recognize the Dial South STEP Program's youth for their involvement in volunteering and service to their community. Not only do these young people spend their time gaining life skills, working and going to school to enrich their own future towards a goal of living independently, but they also put a lot of effort into giving back to their agency and to the community where they live. Some examples of the types of service that they have given individually or in groups are fundraising activities for community events and programs, support and outreach for youth serving programs in our area, volunteering at local harvest suppers, soup kitchen dinners, and the Montague Farm Zen House weekly cafes in Montague, volunteering at the local businesses like the library, the Thrive Project, and Brick House events, organizing and facilitating workshops at places like Community Action Youth Programs and the annual Youth Conference, supporting church clothing drives like the one that we do biannually for the Trinitarian Church in Northfield. Our youth have been involved in offering free lawn care for local neighbors and agencies, as well as marching in parades to support causes that they believe in strongly. We're really proud of the accomplishments of our youth and their willingness to recognize the need to serve the community who's contributed to their successes. Our youth state that it gives them a chance to participate in something bigger than themselves and connects them to others who have struggled. Congratulations to the STEP program youth. Your service has been really appreciated. If you guys wouldn't mind coming up here. Something sweet to our young people who work really hard both for themselves and for you.
Thank you so much for honoring our program and our students. The Upward Bound program is based at Northfield Mount Hermon, but we work with some Turners in Greenfield and Holyoke and Springfield. And our students make an enormous commitment to be in our program. They give up 3 summers of their high school years, and they come after school once, sometimes twice a week for tutoring, advising, classes. And they have to keep their grades up and do community service. They do so many, many things. But I'd like to invite our 3 Upward Bound students and have at least one of them share a little bit about the community service they do. Summer, Alicia, Sarah, if you would join me.
Hi, this is great. Okay, how are you all today? Good.
Go Summer!
Okay, so in Upward Bound, we do community service, and it is required of us, but it's really like we like to do it, because when we do community service, not only are we like helping people out, but also we are getting to know the community. And I've worked with the Cub Scouts, so I got to know a bunch of little great guys and how they're sort of stepping up into leadership roles as men. And it's great to get to know all of you, so that's it.
But the experience I've had was fantastic. Upward Bound has helped me out so much just with college, but also definitely with community service. I volunteered at the middle school program at Turner's College High School, and now I have a job because of it, which was a great experience for me. And I've also helped make hat ornaments with my mom to give to her oncology unit at the hospital. So the fact that I'm making people smile every day is like awesome. So
for the past 2 years, I have been lucky enough to be able to teach a class that is literally my dream job, and work with the most amazing students you can imagine. The classes Rise Up is a class where we work on leadership, communication building, and also community service learning projects that the students design and develop themselves. Leadership and community service takes that mission one step further, so kids who have taken Rise Up take the course, and they are reaching out to teachers in our district to bring community service learning to those classes. This year alone, between the 2 classes, I tallied it up before I left school today, they've done over 500 hours of community service. About 100 students will have have community service learning in their traditional classrooms that may never have had those this year. So it's pretty incredible stuff that these guys are working on. They are leaders in our school, they are mentors to younger kids, and they are doers. Some of the work that they do drives me to the brink, frankly, because I'm running around trying to keep up with them and all the projects that they want to do. I asked a few of them if they would...
I could go on and on about the community engagement efforts of this young woman, Emily Golda, who I'm really pleased to recognize. I first got to know her when she became a part of community action youth programs and was engaged in community service projects, doing community engagement efforts, and really working with her peers to think about the needs of their community and address them. But I'm really excited to recognize this next step that Emily has taken, which is to take her advocacy and activism and leadership to the state level as one of this region's representatives on the Governor's Youth Council.
So the following young woman would like to kill me because she is quite humble and really does not want to be brought in front of all of you, but she's made some really excellent artistic contributions to our community, including having been involved in a number of public art projects, one of which being the mural project on the outside of the field house in Unity Park. If you've seen that, that's one of them. She's also painted the lovely music notes on the front of our building. She's worked with us for years at this point, and she's just fantastic. So this award is for Katrina Tingle for participating, volunteering, and interning with the Brick House for at least 3 years, because I can't actually remember how long she's been working with us.
We're really pleased and honored today to honor a student who is leaving Turner's Falls High School after this year, but who has picked up a program that was started in partnership with Montague Catholic Social Ministries before she came to it, and by a good friend of hers on the swim team, I think. And it's an offering for young people in the town of Montague who might not have a chance to do some kind of water safety instruction, swimming lessons, involvement in all of that. And the swim team has sort of a tradition now, I think, of at least 4 years of involving other students from the high school in participating in a program where they become mentors for a week of young students who come to the pool after school and have all kinds of fun in the water. And so this is Katie Kuklevich, and I'd like to ask you of the work that we try to do in the community, because Katie has reached out to local businesses and churches and all kinds of people and gotten them involved in helping support this so that the young people who participate in it can go home with a special towel or a water bottle or something that represents this program. So this is a Youth Recognition Award granted to Katie Kuklevich for her service to the community through growing the local aquatics program for personal safety, Montague Labs, offering a free week of after-school water safety instructions to students in the Montague Elementary School. Thank you.
This award is for an individual who has worked in our school district for a very long time and who is passionately devoted to improving the education that takes place in our schools for children, for the whole child, nurturing children in every way possible. And I just can't say enough about his devotion. I've worked closely with him over the years, and I just rarely have met an individual that is so devoted and so capable of being inventive as well as hardworking in improving the schools in this district and across the country because he is a co-founder of the Responsive Classroom program, which is now internationally known, and is doing many, many trainings these days. In fact, right now he's away doing a training somewhere in the Midwest. And that's Chip Wood, and many of you, I think, know him or know of him. And this award says, for his heart-centered leadership in the creation of school environments that nurture the whole child, and for the many years he is devoted to the children and teachers of Gill-Montague. This award is presented to Chip Wood, and I believe his son is here to accept the award.
So my dad's in California, so he asked me to come here and spend a little evening with you. I don't really like public speaking, but I'm going to read just a short bit of what he wanted to say to you all if you were here. I was surprised to learn I would be recognized tonight for service to the Gill-Montague community by the partnership. Thank you, it fills my heart. I know that it is only in partnership that meaningful work gets done, and I'm grateful to have been able to work beside terrific partners in Gill and Montague. As principal in Gill in the 1970s, and as principal at Sheffield, 2003 to 2008. I want to acknowledge especially all the directors I have worked with at Montague Catholic Social Ministries, where I was privileged to serve on the board for many years. Also, Cheryl Fox, and many mediators who have helped train so many student mediators in our schools. And to Doug Brown, my good friend and colleague, who was such a great assistance to me while I was at Sheffield. To Linda Hickman at the library and John Dovis at Parks and Rec for their commitment. And to Kara McLaughlin and Marty Espinola, who have done so much to coordinate community projects and the continuing presence for a strong partnership connection for the district. And finally, I want to especially acknowledge a wonderful group of people, often under-recognized, who give so much of themselves for so little financial reward to our children in the school district. That is to all the paraprofessionals who work with individual and small groups of children, who carry out recess and lunch duties and after-school programs. I have seen up close and personal, not only as a principal, but also as a father, what a difference these folks have made in Gill and Montague. Thank you very much.
I'm very honored tonight to be able to present an award to someone who has both spent many, many years in the school district and is simultaneously a young person. And that is Jeff Kenny. Jeff has been a principal for a long time and has done tremendous things within the confines of the school, but Jeff has also been a fantastic collaborator for the Gill-Montague Community School Partnership. And in figuring out what our strategies were going to be, Jeff was very involved. And Jeff, before there was so much research and so much stuff published about school connectedness, Jeff was advocating that when people feel connected to their school environment and feel like it's a place where they're welcome, that they will do better. And while that doesn't sound like rocket science, it is now because it's been researched. So thank Jeff for bringing that noise. And also, from the point of view of my work, Jeff was the first principal of a local public school to step forward and agree to host a youth conference. And he didn't realize at the time that he was going to set the standard for the entire county. And so this year, when the conference was hosted at Frontier, the principal made some comment like, "It is our turn, isn't it?" So I wanted to thank Jeff personally for that and just recognize Jeff for his outstanding service and also for his incredible way of treating everyone like a peer. And if anyone who has ever worked with Jeff knows what I mean, that when you're working in a group with Jeff, you feel very, very valued.
So I'm going to read, I put on my glasses so that I could read what is on here. To Jeff Kenny, in recognition of consistently creating an atmosphere of respect and caring for all people, especially children, you have an innate ability to make people feel at ease and good about themselves. Thank you so much, Jeff.
I'm truly honored, and it's been a wonderful career. I will tell you, though, I am getting younger. Since I retired at the end of February, I'm a little younger every day. But I want you to know that Gill-Montague will always live in my heart. This is where I belong. It's where I spent my life, and I hope to continue doing that, even in retirement. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thanks. I get to tell you guys that this is our last award. And last but not least, there's been a lot of wonderful people that work in this community, and it's one of the pleasures I've had of being part of it is to meet people. And I'm going to read something on behalf of someone, and it's not even going to begin to touch how amazing this human being is and how wonderful. Anyone who's come to a partnership meetings has probably met Marty Espinola, the Director of Grants and Technology for the Gill-Montague Regional School District. It's not an exciting job title. And Marty isn't someone who draws attention to himself, so at first you might not notice him. But it doesn't take long to discover that this quiet, unassuming man is a true champion. His wisdom, compassion, and commitment to children shine through every word. And when he speaks, you know he's speaking not for himself, but on behalf of the well-being of our children. In these difficult times when schools are being asked to do more and more with less and less, you'd expect a school administrator to be cynical and discouraged. But if Marty gets discouraged, I haven't seen it. His quiet optimism has frequently inspired me, as I'm sure it inspires others. Marty's a hero in my book, and I say that all the time. And it's my pleasure to present this award to Marty. And come on up, Marty. Partnerships has said about him on this award. It says, in recognition of unwavering efforts and commitment to children, your wisdom, compassion, and humility have been immeasurable to the entire community. And just to forewarn, if he says anything to downplay his commitment, don't believe it.
Thank you, and it's such a privilege. You've seen these people, you've heard them up here speaking, you know they're speaking from the heart, and the way they recognize people just says a lot about them themselves. So maybe we ought to just applaud all these wonderful people.